business-minded entrepreneur and businesswoman who nurtures her community through healing and holistic wellness. She envisioned the Aqua Spa Float Center and Wellness Boutique with her life partner after falling in love with float therapy in her own wellness journey. She combined her TV and marketing expertise with a love of all-natural, holistic wellness, and the Aqua Spa Float Center was born. Each day, she strives to share her story and the benefits of this life-changing modality with others. It is my pleasure and great honor to introduce from the Aqua Spa Float Center and Wellness Boutique, Tammy Wilkinson.
So many familiar faces, some new faces. Hello, hello. I trust you're getting in a good amount of networking today, ladies. How lucky are we? How lucky are we to be here? How lucky when we walked out our front doors today that we got to say, hey, you know, no biggie, I'm just going to go make a few hundred new friends today. Yes! This room is so electric with good, positive energy. To start, I just want to say I hope your hearts are full. I hope your spirits are high. I know that I am uplifted, and I have so much to share with all of you. So, you know, when Alex asked if we would like to be one of the connection sponsors, well, I just couldn't think of anything more perfect. I mean, connection sponsor. The theater kid in me saw that in lights. But seriously, connection is truly the core of what we do each and every day at the Aqua Spa Float Center and Wellness Boutique, right? Sharing stories, sharing space, learning and growing, united on our journeys together. Healing through holistic modalities, and you guessed it, connection. Yeah? So, as I prepared for this day, for this moment with all of you, I began to think about the time I would actually have up here. I remember Alex said, 25 minutes, wellness reset, tell your story. Go. Yes. Yes. And I thought to myself, all right, Tammy Wilkinson, what is it that you have to offer to those beautiful humans at the Women's Summit? I thought 25 minutes, it could feel like a lifetime, or a hot minute, or a heartbeat. And I really, really loved the idea of the heartbeat. All of ours in this room, beating together with excitement, connected. Yes. And so the one thing that I was sure of was it was going to be a pleasure to think about, to romanticize what this experience would be for me and for all of us here in this room. As I prepared and wrote and, thought things through, I thought, oh, Tammy, you've lived a lot of lives. You've done a lot of things. And I sort of took stock, kind of walked that timeline for myself, lot of years in TV and radio. That was cool. Marketing, promotion, always beat my heart. Love it, live it, breathe it. You even thought it was a good idea to go ahead and create an interactive dinner theater experience. That was a wild 5 years. And you also tried your hand at goldsmithing. You see, our other company is a jewelry company, and at one point, my beautiful fiance, Terry, had the opportunity to take his musical project out on the road. And I would learn the art of lost wax casting. Say that 3 times fast. I would learn that while he was away to hold us over until he returned. Now let me tell you, I was terrified, but you'll be happy to know that I only almost burned the house down just that once. So I learned, I practiced, I cried. But it was a beautiful thing, a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I've done a lot of those terrifying things, right? Candy spoke about the fear, and do it anyway. I didn't really have a choice with that one, but I did it anyway. So I've done a lot of things, some a little more colorful than others. But I don't think that I had truly experienced community or deep connection until we had the honor of building the Aqua Spa, our little sanctuary. So as we navigate this day together, networking, learning, and growing, I thought what I could bring to this beautiful room of humans was my own personal brand of connection. A little bit of that, a little energy exchange, and ultimately the beautiful pause, which we will get to later. So let's just start with a little wisdom from our dear friend, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And ladies, we're going to ground ourselves right into the now. If you happen to know this one, feel free to recite it along in your mind or right out loud with me. Ladies, write it on your heart that today is the best day in the year. She is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret or anxiety. Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This new day is too dear to waste a moment on the yesterdays. It's good stuff. And ladies, today is indeed the best day. It's the best day because it is our day. We made a choice to gather here today and celebrate each other. And on the eve of International Women's Day, I mean, that is something special, right? Mm-hmm. So show of hands, who is at the summit for the very first time? Show of hands? Wow! And who has been here before? Okay. So ladies, I'd like to send our very best energy to Alex Canavan, the CNY Women's Network, and their rockstar team today. Let's give it up for them, ladies, with your whole heart. So ladies, today I am beyond grateful for the abundance of connection here. I thank you for that. I thank you for sharing space, allowing me to get to know each and every one of you just a little bit, and also to share who I am who I've been and who I am becoming. And you know, sometimes connection looks like vulnerability. So I'd like to tell you a story about a little girl from Schenectady who grew into a young lady from Schenectady who learned to live without connection, who only learned survival. This little girl, she spent a decent time in and out of the foster care system, definitely in fight or flight at far too early an age. At 8 years old, her first sibling came along. Mom and Dad were preoccupied with their own hurts and heartaches, with far too little tools in their toolbox. This little girl, she had to protect that sibling. She gave her all the love an 8-year-old girl could muster. She thought, she's so beautiful, so innocent, my sister. And their hearts were immediately connected. That cycle continued as 3 more siblings came along. I'd like to say that that is the end of that story, but it did go on and on. That little girl who became a young lady endured many years of this. Ended up leaving college to become a caregiver many times over. But no worries, there is a happy ending here, I promise. So my Terry, he came into my life at what seemed to be just the right time. My body was starting to react to all those years living in survival mode. I am that little girl. That little girl is me. And later I'll write that letter that Candy spoke about, right? So during that time, I found myself fighting multiple health challenges as I navigated my own hurts and heartaches. Now, Terry had done a lot of his own personal work and encouraged me to start to consider myself, to put myself first, to look inward. That was a struggle and very foreign to me at first. But after some years, you'll be happy to know that I have begun to enjoy what that feels like. In the background, they were trying to figure out what the heck was going on in my body. I was being tested for all the things, eventually all the autoimmune things, eventually a positive ANA, eventually a lupus diagnosis. So with that diagnosis, we continued to explore many holistic paths. And with that, we found our very first float experience. And if any of you have been on the website, you may have read this story. So I had purchased us a float, a couple's float, for Christmas. And we were absolutely blown away by the experience. And not only while we were in the tank, but for days after. Our bodies felt relief, restored, and oh, let's talk about the exhale. And that, for me, was life-changing. Not being in pain was life-changing. So, from this, the Aqua Spa Float Center was born. We found an apprenticeship, found some collectives, started visiting float centers across the world, and we finally got a business plan together and brought it to the mayor at the time and said, I don't know, what do you think? Multimodality, holistic boutique? He said, listen, I'm 26 years old and my back is killing me, so let's do it. So the rest is history. But certainly at 53 years old, I do feel like I am just finding my voice, my new purpose, my freedom. When I say that the Aqua Spa has shaped, if not saved, my life over these past 5 years, I do not exaggerate. I feel like as we were building this sanctuary, we were also rebuilding me. No doubt when you're doing a speaking engagement, it does bring about a lot of thought about who you are, who you've been, and who you are becoming. As I stand before you today, I can tell you with no doubt that I am an ever-evolving human on her journey to find her very best self and who she is meant to be. I am a woman, I am a daughter, I am a sister. I've become a partner, a wellness advocate, an artist, an entrepreneur, a leader, and I guess I'll always be a humble student of this life. The most important thing that I am excited about is who I am becoming. And you know, ladies, that's happening right here, right now, on the stage, in front of you and with you. So thank you for that. I've decided that who I am becoming is a kinder, softer, more enlightened version of myself. And most importantly, more than ever, connected. So before I go, I'd like to take one more opportunity to romanticize this experience together. I would like for us to practice the pause. So I'm going to be asking you to breathe deeply through the nose and then breathe out through your mouth. And you can be as loud or as soft as you'd like to be, but I encourage you to give it all. Okay? So ladies, feel free to close your eyes or simply let your shoulders down. Loosen your jaw and relax into this space and the energy in this room. Asking yourself, why am I here today? What does this mean to me? What do I hope to infuse into this experience, share with women today? What kind of knowledge and wisdom do I seek? Practicing the pause, breathing in, breathing out, knowing that self-care is not selfish. Feel free to envision those connections you've made so far today and the connections you've yet to encounter. Asking yourself, how will you be open, honest, and present today? How vulnerable are you willing to be for the sake of connection? How generous and confident in your contributions will you be to your fellow woman today? Practicing the pause, breathing in, breathing out. I'd like you to picture a time today, perhaps a positive conversation that you've had. Asking yourself, how did that make me feel? What was it about that interaction that invigorated your spirit? What mattered in that moment? I invite you to take a piece of that moment and visualize how you can help others feel that positivity and that connection. Practicing the pause, breathing in, breathing out. Ladies, when you recognize the sunshine in others today, I hope that you will also acknowledge it in yourselves. I hope that you will embrace your own light and divinity. My intention today was to leave you feeling loved, connected, and fulfilled. So feel free to open your eyes, return to this space completely, knowing that today I am in awe of you. I am your biggest fan. I am your loudest cheerleader. Ladies, I encourage you to continue being your bold, beautiful selves today. And most of all, let's stay connected. Thank you. So I have one little order of business. I have the honor of introducing you to what's happening next. So next up, we are going to enjoy a live podcast. And what that means is that's happening live and in person, right here. And from what I understand, it is the first time that it has been done live and featuring our fearless leader, the visionary for this beautiful conference, Alex Canavan. Okay, so the rules, if you are in the room, please try to stay in the room for the duration. Please try not to come and go if you can help it. But I just want to talk about Alex just a little bit, just dote on her for a second, because Alex has loved and supported our beautiful sanctuary with all of her heart, and we appreciate that. We just couldn't be more grateful. She's brought beautiful opportunities to us as a small business, and I couldn't be more excited to introduce her, and also Kim Lafort, who will be interviewing her today. So ladies, let's give a huge round of applause for Alex Canavan!